everyone. So today I'm gonna do an upcycle and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use these pants to upcycle. I know it's missing a leg piece. Let me just fix this camera here. It's missing the leg piece. I know that. You know? The reason why it's missing the leg piece because in 2020 I wanted to do an upcycle of these same jeans and it slipped my mind. So not only I'm going to do an upcycle of it, it doesn't fit me no more. So I have to do alterations as well so it can fit me. So these pants are a lot smaller for me now. And I know it only got one leg, so how am I going to make an outfit out of it, right? It only got one leg. I'm going to show y'all something. Look what I have. I have a whole bunch of jeans that I could use. See? These belong to my son. They don't fit them no more. So I'm going to use this to make up for any fabric that I don't have. So now I don't have to throw them away. I could just use them. So the first thing I'm going to do, because okay, so since my pants no longer fit me, I'm just going to take a measurement of my waist so it could fit me. Let's see, my waist is I think I did this wrong. This is okay. The waist is about 39 inches around my waist. And let's see how wide my hips are. My hips is 43 inches wide. Okay, that's not bad. I'll just make sure. Yeah, 43 inches. So 43, 39. All right, I'll see y'all later. Okay, so in order for me to make the pleats, I'm just cutting out the leg pieces and just making sure they're even. So I will sew them all together as one piece, so I could do my pleats. So I'm just serging all my pieces together. Before I completely sew it together, I gotta make sure that side seams are matching with the side, and so I'll be able to do the pleats. So I'm doing any corrections that needs to be done. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna take these two fabrics and put them and sew them together right here. Half an inch, line it up. Okay, because they're the same length, you know, so I'm gonna line up. Let's see if the other one. Okay, right here, this one is a little, let's see here. So line up. It's a little bit off. So, but I'm just gonna leave it. It's a little off, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. After I finish sewing the pieces together, I'm gonna serge the top part of the skirt. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I make these pleats. So this is all I did. I just cut a small strip of it. And then I'll take it and I just make an angle like this so I can have that pointy edge to it. Like that. That's all I do. Real simple and easy. Nothing complicated. You know. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough. Let's cut this part here too. I'm using the camera, so it's kind of hard to do it good or neat when you're filming. Okay, so same thing. See this? Okay. Like so. That's about it. That's simple. All right. Okay, so I want to show y'all what I do when I want to make my pleats, okay? So what I do is I put the longer piece at the back and I put the short piece in the front, because when you cut the legs apart, it's going to be uneven. So I mash all the small pieces together like so. If you look right here, you can see that this is shorter than this. You can see that. When you look at the ruler, this is shorter than this piece, okay? So this will go in the front because the back has a butt. We have hips, so we have to, you know, compensate for that. We have to fix it, okay? So right now, this will, and even though this is shorter, as you can see, this is shorter than this, but because we have a butt at the back, it's gonna raise up and it's gonna look like one length, even though it's not, okay? So, and I'm gonna show y'all, so this would be my center front. The shortest part of the skirt is gonna be in the front. The longest part of the skirt will be at the back. So this would be at the back. And now that I explained that part, now if we go to the side, hey, guess what? They're mashing. They're lining up at the side seams. So that is very important. So make sure, even though this may be shorter, the side seams are lining up and they're even. So I'm going to show you here. It's even. Okay, let's check the other side of this skirt. Okay, so this is the side seams. Right here is lining up, is even. So that's what you want to do. Okay. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how I put the pleats together. So the first thing you do, you want to measure your skirt like this. So mine is measured 20 inches wide. So 20 plus 20 is 40, or 20 times 2 is 40. And so you want to get how much it's going to be the width, right? And this is my skirt. I'm going to put this right here is shorter because you can see the width compared to the other one, which is a little bit longer. So the longer piece I'm going to put at the back. Okay, so and this is the center of it. So I want to line it up like so. And I decided to go with 3 inches. And I'm going to do box pleats. So if you have a ruler or a tape measurement, okay, so now that we got this out of the way, I'm gonna measure, and I want 3 inches. I think that would be really nice for my box pleats. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, it doesn't have to be 3 inches, it's your preference. I prefer 3 inches, so I'm gonna mark it 3 inches, right? And I'm gonna put 1 inch. Okay, and I need my pins. I'm gonna get some pins. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna fold it like this. And you're gonna pin it. And I'm gonna just sew like 2 inches a half, all the way up to the seam allowance, okay? That's how much I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna mark it so I know where to stop. Last time I did this project, I did very long pleats, but today I'm gonna just make my pleats really short this time. Now I'm gonna take my pins to hold it in place. And you wanna iron it, and I'll do the same here. Take my pins and hold it in place. And when you're done, you iron it. And now I'm gonna measure 1 inch from where the folded pleat is. I'm gonna measure 1 inch. And then I'm gonna have and I'm gonna fold it like so. And make sure the seam allowance is laying flat so I'll be able to sew it. And then you're gonna measure from here. You're gonna measure 3 inches. And you start the process all over again till you reach, because this skirt is like 1 inches width, 40 inches width. So you want the total of this, once you do all your pleats, you want a total of 41 inches. So you have 40 inches, half an inch on the left and right, so you could sew it, okay? And you just start the process again. Go like this, half an inch, fold it half an inch, measure 1 inch, 3 inches, this is 1 inch, fold it up to half an inch. I'll do that again, 3 inches, This is 1 inch, fold it 1/2 inch again like this. Okay, and this is supposed to be like this. Measure 3 inches, add an inch until you get 41 inches total in width. Okay, so before I sew the pleats together, I want to iron it. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I completed it. I did all the pleats, and then the width of the pleats was too wide for the skirt. Because remember, all in total is 40 inches. Half is 20 in the front, 20 in the back. So I need to make that pleat equal 20 inches in width plus seam allowance. So what I did is I still kept the measurements of 3 inches in width with the pleats, but instead of adding 1 inch space, I add 4 inches in space because I didn't want to change anything of the skirt. So the space had to be wider for it to fit, and I had to play with it a little bit to get it to fit. So it's 3 inches width with the pleats and 4 inches space. So I did some adjustments to the skirt to get it to fit, and I got it to fit the side seams. And before I put put it together with the skirt to complete the stitching, I pin it first before I put it together to make sure it's fitting properly. So that's what I'm doing. I had to change the length of the side seams just to get the top and bottom part to fit. So before I sew it, I'm just making sure the top and the bottom is fitting together, that I don't have to do any more adjustments to the skirt. Okay, so right here, before I make my final fit to make sure everything's okay, I'm checking to make sure that the skirt will be able to fit the top part. And I know you seen me cutting because it was slightly a little bigger. So I had to cut a little bit and just trim off to get that side seam to fit the top part of the skirt. And I'm serging the denim part of it so it won't unravel, as you can see in this part of the video. So I'm serging both sides, and all I have to do is just sew the side seams together to get it to fit. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm checking to make sure everything's okay. It looks great. So next thing I'm gonna do is sew the side seams together before I sew the top and bottom part of the skirt. As you can see, I made a slight adjustments with the side seams going on an angle to get it to work. Okay, so I finished sewing the side seams. So now I'm just going to sew the top and bottom part of the skirt together. And I'm done. And after that, all I have to do is iron the seams open.